So I, it's been in and out because of so much tragedy in my family. But you got good news, right?
Y- Um, so, well, good news is, well, hope for everybody else in here is that I passed and I'm on to the next thing, but I'm still studying. So, and it's crazy because it's kind of like there's some like Pythagorean theorem. We're doing the same thing of ratios and proportions, mean, median, mode, and I'm like, okay, let me come back to what I know best. I just
Hmm.
learned so much better with you, so I'm like hoping to kind of refresh my mind with everything again. But I take my test on Saturday, so
Oh, that's no problem at all. If you need a session before your test on Saturday, let me know.
okay.
Okay? So yeah, so Ann, how are you?
I am good. I'm so happy to be in your class because I'm watching your video. I learned so much. You taught me. I never know factorize.
Hmm.
Man, so easy. I was like, really? I taught my other friend and I sent her your video and she was like, he's so good. I was like, I told you,
I
like
try, I try.
like like you just like how you teach and everything. I'm like, I have to join your class. It's just because I used to take math class on Monday
Hmm.
and the timing was like, with my timing and your timing, it was different. So I couldn't. So
Okay,
my
that's
kid and I'm like, I have to take your class.
yeah. Listen. It's not to be braggadocious because I don't want to come off that way at all. But what I know is I'm confident in what I can do, and I'm
And
confident
what
what I can portray.
is like you teach pertain for GED.
Hmm.
Like like everything like you teach, like what I see from the video is like exactly what we need. We don't need like other things. We need like how you get the question, how you put the question so that we can understand. So
Hmm.
when we go to write the actual GD, we have we can be prepared. You
Well,
understand?
part of it is so many people are scared of word problems. So
Yes,
I, so
yes.
I try to give enough to where you're so comfortable that when you get to your test, because most people don't pass for one reason, because they don't finish. Most
Mm.
people don't pass because they don't finish the exam because they spend so much time and so intimidated by certain questions. So two things I try to do. First of all, let's get rid of the fear. And second of all, don't spend more than 3 minutes or 3 minutes on a problem. If it's too hard or too difficult, we skipping that and we moving on to the next question. Because the
Mm.
frustration that comes from trying to figure out that one problem. I talked to a young lady yesterday, and she grabbed me and hugged me so hard. Listen, she came looking for me.
Oh, God.
She came looking for me and gave me a hug so hard because she said, "Listen, I never thought I could do it."
Are you
Like,
sure?
so when you see that, it's a bigger picture. It's not just about GED. It's about,
Mm.
okay, did you hear just what the young lady said? Lisa, what she just said. She said, yes, I passed my GED math. But she went on to say, but guess what? Now I'm moving on to the next thing.
Yes.
So that's what I want. I want you to say, I got my GED. What's next? And then when you get that goal, what's next?
Mm.
Because once you prove to yourself that you can do something, there should be nothing that holds you back.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
I
So,
had a whole 45 minutes left
Wow.
to
For
just go and review and look at stuff. I finished that early and I was like, there's just no way. I had time to look over
like
everything and I
had
was like, let me just submit this already.
that's a lot of minutes. I hear people say they have like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, but you said 45 minutes.
mhm.
And I took this test twice, and the two times I took it, I ran out of time completely. I had to guess on at least like 15 problems in within the next 5 minutes. No, I had
Mm.
a whole 45 minutes that I
Hmm.
finished.
The young lady that took her test yesterday said she finished with an hour to go.
What?
So part of it is what I was trying to explain is there's certain questions that you can use that calculator for. So sometimes it's not even worth trying to do those things by hand. If once you
Mm.
learn how to do them with the calculator, it saves you a lot more time. And then also just the added advice that don't spend so much time on a question, a difficult question, that 5 or 6 minutes. Save that. Do all the ones you can do. And when you realize that, then you'll be able to say, okay, I'm gonna pass this exam. But let's go ahead. Let me share my screen. So first of all, let me ask any questions or any type of concepts that you wanted to work on.
Are you talking to me or
Anybody?
Whatever you're teaching, I know you're gonna teach pertain to the GED, so I don't really, if I have any question, it'll be personally my question.
And it could be your question. What question do you have? That's what this session is for.
Not anything now, but
Okay.
I can come next week.
So make sure you prepare next week. So I had a question. Somebody sent an email and it was similar to a question right here. So Lisa, you just talked about Pythagorean theorem. So what happened was this question here, similar to this question here, the question was, to me, was how do I know this is a Pythagorean theorem? Like Mr. Tinsley, I know how to do Pythagorean theorem, but how do I know this question is Pythagorean theorem? I didn't know this was a Pythagorean theorem problem. So what I want to explain to you is how you figure that out. Remember, I told you in every question, you want to identify your givens, right? So the foundation of a building is the shape of a rectangle with length of 20 meters and a width of 18 meters. So we know the length, we know the width. But then we go to the question. So remember, read that question. We want to know what we're looking for. To the nearest meter, what is the distance from the top left corner of the foundation to the bottom right corner? So, what is the distance from the top left corner to the bottom right corner? That's where the right triangle comes from. That's where Pythagorean theorem comes from. Because when you draw that diagonal, okay, that's another key word that they like to use on standardized exams, diagonal. That's also a key to tell you it's a Pythagorean theorem problem. But what's more important is that you got to understand the rules of a rectangle, that opposite sides are equal. So if we know this side is 18 and this side is 18, what you should be able to see right now is the right triangle with sides 18 and 20. So most people say, okay, she said, Mr. Tinsley, I know how to do the, okay, now that makes more sense. So she did 18 squared plus 20 squared equals c squared. I said, where you get that from? She said, Mr. Tinsley, that's the Pythagorean theorem. I said, okay, you're 100% right. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Her second question was, how do I know the 18 and 20 go first? She had the right equation. She knew Pythagorean theorem. She had it right, 18 squared plus 20 squared is equals c squared, but she didn't know, she wasn't 100% sure. So what you got to remember is on the sides of a triangle, this is considered A. This is considered side B. The side opposite the 90-degree angle is considered C. A and B are interchangeable. Doesn't matter what's A and what's B. But what's important is the side opposite the 90 degrees, your hypotenuse. That's your C. So now, she said 18 squared. Can anybody tell me what 18 squared is?
324.
824.
324.
324. And what is 20 squared?
I think it was 400.
400, because 2 times 2 is 4, and you got 2 zeros, right? Equals c squared. So we got 724 equals c squared. What steps do I take from this point? Because I'm trying to solve for c, but this says c squared. How do I solve for c?
Take the square root of 724.
Correct. The opposite operation of squaring something is square root. So we want to take the square root of both sides. So we get c is equal to, and what's the square root of 724? I don't know. How am I supposed to know what the square root is 724, Mr. Tinsley? I know you told us to remember all our squares and our square roots up to 12 or 15, but I don't know what square root of 724 is. This is where the calculator comes in handy. So when you grab your calculator, let me clear everything out here. Let me move it over. And of course, if we look at x squared, we look at that square root symbol, it's in green. This is what tells you have to use the second button. Second, hit x squared and you type in your 724. Get out of your square root and you press enter. Well, Mr. Tenzi, what does 2 square root of 181 mean? My answers have whole numbers. Well, now to change it to a decimal, we hit our double toggle button here and we see our answer is 26.9. And then round it off to the nearest meter, that would be 27. So that's how you would do this problem. Now, even with that, that took us about 2 to 3 minutes. What I would say is this. Using the ebook, this question really is a 15-second question. Let me show you how. So let me show you, like, even that way, we understood that we were using Pythagorean Theorem. We understood the diagonal. We understood that we had to plug everything in. We understood that we had to square. Watch how I complete this problem if you know how to use this calculator. So identifying that 18 and 20 are legs, watch this. You're not going to believe it. I'm going to be done in 15 seconds. Second square root, 18 squared plus 20 squared. You let the calculator do all your work. I'm done. I'm done. That easy. So I'm not saying what I'm saying is I want you to have a conceptual understanding of how to do the problems. Once you have a conceptual understanding of how to do the problems, then you work on how to solve that problem, use the calculator. So now we went from 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes to solve that problem to less than 15 seconds. And that's what we want to do. So when Lisa talked about she had 45 minutes left over, is because some of these problems she was able to do very quickly. And what happens is when you're able to do problems quickly, it adds to your confidence. It adds to your self-esteem. Now you're not frustrated. Now you're not getting anxious. And that's part of the battle with taking the GED. Okay. Again, this is a problem, a volume problem. Let me make this a little bit smaller here. Okay. A sphere has a radius of 7.5 centimeters. To the nearest cubic centimeter, what is the volume of the sphere? This, again, is another 30-second problem. Hold on, Mr. Tenzi, how can it be a 30-second problem? Because first you identify your givens. So if I was to ask you what's given here, what do I need to know? What information can I ascertain to solve this problem? What's my givens? What are my givens?
The radius?
The radius is what?
7.5.
What else?
Centimeter.
It's 7.5 centimeters. What else?
It's a sphere.
It's a sphere.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm going to hopefully I have it open. I don't have it open. So let me open it real quick. Hopefully I have it here. There we go. So again, you don't have to remember every formula. So the information that you ascertain from the problem, we have to find the volume of a sphere, and we know the radius is 7.5. So we're going to come to our formula sheet. We see the formula, 4/3. I'm going to write it over here. Volume equal 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay. What's important about that is now you don't have to struggle. You don't have to worry about making mistakes. Why? Why don't we have to worry about making mistakes? Because we're going to grab our calculator. Again, when you take this exam, you should realize that this you probably give your calculator a name and say this calculator is my best friend, because watch this. Remember that formula. Remember the information I ascertained from the problem, right? So I'm going to type this formula exactly the way I see it. To make a fraction, I need to hit ND, 4/3. I'm multiplying, so I'm going to use parentheses. I know pi is 3.14. I know my radius is 7.5, but I need to cube it. So I'm going to hit my caret, I'm going to hit my 3, and then I'm going to close my parentheses. My answer is 1766. Less than 15 seconds to do that problem. And all I did was ascertain the information that they gave us. To the nearest cubic centimeter, that tells us volume. They told us the shape, which was a sphere, and they gave us the radius. And we got this formula from the formula sheet. And then all we did was plug it into the formula. And we have our answer. And that's what I need you to fall back on. There's no reason to be nervous when you take this exam. And this is why once you go through the ebook and you practice on my site enough, you'll be ready for your exam. Most people now, the young lady that took the exam yesterday, she passed, she did finish an hour and passed, and she finished an hour ahead. But the score also is important, right? Because again, you prove to yourself that you can do something, right? So any other questions? So we did a volume problem and we did a Pythagorean theorem problem. Let me see if I can find another detailed word problem. That's a combination problem. That's a probability problem. Would anybody know how to solve this problem here? Let me go to what percentage is this?
No.
Did anybody know how to solve this problem? Because this is the type of problem the GED will give you in a probability. In a shipment of toys from a manufacturer, the probability that a toy is defective is 1 out of 50. If Marie selects 2 toys from a shipment, what is the probability that both toys are defective? Wow.
Is it, you got to multiply it 2 times 1 over 50 multiply?
So we're going to multiply 2 times 1 over 50?
Yeah.
Like that?
No, 1 over 50 multiply.
So 1 over 50 times 1 over 50? Like that?
Or you can put like a multiply dot or something.
So
I don't know if
so what you want to remember is parentheses is multiplication.
Okay.
So do you mean the first one, 2 times 150? Or did you mean the second one, 150 times 150? I mean, 1 over 50 times 1 over 50. Which one did you mean?
The second one?
The second one here?
Mm-hmm.
You're 100% right.
Oh, God.
Now, explain to me why.
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, I'm new student Mish. My name is Mish.
Good
I
evening.
just
How are
joined
you?
you today.
Good.
Thank
So right now we did it.
you.
Previously, we did a Pythagorean theorem problem. We just did a volume problem. Now we're on a probability problem. So one of your peers just said, we would multiply 1 over 50 times 1 over 50, and I asked her why. So she's in the middle of explaining why she think it's 1 over 50 times 1 over 50. You can continue.
Because it say if Maria select 2 toys for a shipment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what's important about probability? There are 2 types of probability. There's simple probability, and there's compound probability. So compound probability is when more than one event happens. So in this case, she's not picking 1 toy, she's picking 2 toys. So that means we're going to use compound probability. So in compound probability, we multiply the probability of each event. So the probability of picking the first defective toy is 1 out of 50. The probability of picking the second defective toy is also 1 out of 50. Because it's more than one event, we then multiply them together. So 150 times 150.
Oh my gosh,
and we get 1 over 2,500, which is D. That was very good. A lot of people missed the probability questions. Now, what I would say is I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time on probability because you're only probably going to have 1 or 2 questions on probability. Okay. So another question that people had problems with was where are you? So this one here. So a young lady sent me a problem in the email. So again, you can text me, you can email me if you have problems. You can have questions ready for GED Math Monday. So young lady, this wasn't the problem. It was a problem similar to this. And she sent the problem and she didn't know how to do it. And she didn't. So my first advice to you, if you see a problem that you know you can't do, my advice would be for you to flag it for review and go on to the next question. But when you're here on Mondays, this is where you ask your questions. So if you have something or a concept you don't understand, I'm going to explain it to you. So let me ask a question. If I did this 1/3 plus 1/2, can anybody tell me what 1/3 plus 1/2 is?
Is first we find the common denominator for both?
You must first find the common denominator, right? So we want to use the least common multiple. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 3, 6, 9, 12. What's the lowest one in both lists?
6.
So our least common denominator is related to the term least common multiple. So we want to find our denominator is going to be 6 in both. Does everybody understand that? Okay, good. So I need to find equivalent fraction, an equivalent fraction for both. 1/3 is equal to how many 6, and 1/2 is equal to how many 6. So what would I have to multiply 1/3 by, or what I would have to multiply 3 by to get 6? 2.
2.
Right? Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. Does everybody understand that? Because 2 over 2 is 1. So 1 times 2 is 2. And what I have to multiply 2 by to get 6?
3.
3. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 1 times 3 is 6. So everybody understands how to do this. So it'd be 2, 6 plus 3, 6 equal 5, 6. So everybody understands that, right? Well, this is the same exact problem. Hold on, Mr. Tenzie. This is not the same exact problem. It is not. I don't know what you're talking about because I understand how to do 1/3 plus 1/2, but I don't understand 3 over x plus x over 2. So it's not the same problem, Mr. Tenzie. So then what you're going to say is, hold on. This is what I want you to do when you face a problem that you find difficulty in. Take a deep breath and say, what do I know? If I need to add fractions that have unlike denominators, I need to make sure that they're the same denominator. So here, we multiply this side by 2 over 2. We multiply this side by 3 over 3. What you should notice is that we multiplied it by the other denominator. Right? So that's what we're going to do here. Watch this. So we have 3 over x plus x over x plus 2. And what we're going to do, I need you to fully understand this. We're going to multiply each term by the other denominator. So we're going to have x plus
the first one we multiply with x plus no, only x. No.
X plus 2. The other denominator. So this denominator is x. The other denominator is x plus 2. You got me? And then on this side, we're going to multiply both top and bottom by what?
Only x?
Only x.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what you should know is that when I'm multiplying x plus 2 times 3, that's a distributive property.
So it's 3.
So what's 3 times x?
3x.
3x. What's 3 times a positive 2?
Positive 6.
positive 6. So we're going to keep the denominator x over x plus 2. Everybody understand that?
I don't see it.
Now, we go to the other side. What is x times x?
X square.
X squared. And we're going to keep the denominator the same. X times x
Square.
plus 2. Now, do they have the same denominator?
Yes.
So now that they have the same denominator, I can combine the numerators. So I get x squared plus 3x plus 6 over x times x plus 2, which is right here.
Oh.
Stop playing. That difficult problem that looks so difficult is now simple.
Now I understand.
Yes. Can we do more like this?
You want me? Okay, I can make up another one.
Okay.
Okay, let me make up another one. So let me go to a blank page. So let's do x plus 2 over x plus 3 plus
No, then everyone's gonna hear it.
x minus 5 over x. I just made those up. I don't know how it's going to work out. So my first question to you is, what am I going to multiply the left side, the first rational expression? So first of all, let me explain to you what rational expression. Does anybody know what a rational number is?
No.
Okay.
Like a even number?
No. It's any number that can be expressed. So let me write the word out. See that word right there?
Ratio.
Any number that can be expressed as a ratio. So a ratio is a fraction. So 2 over 3 is a rational number.
Oh.
Right? 1 is the same as 1 over 1. That's a rational number. That's it. Examples
That's
of
it.
That's it. That's it. Every number cannot be expressed as a rational number. For example, if you have a number that doesn't ever end, it keeps on going forever. It doesn't work out. That's an irrational number. So that's the key. So that's what a rational number is. So first of all, a lot of math is about understanding the terminology. That's all a rational number is. A number that can be expressed as a ratio or as a fraction. That's it. So let me change my color to red. My first rational number, x plus 2 over x plus 3, what must I multiply both sides by?
X plus 3 go with the left side and only x come in the right side.
So what am I multiplying this rational expression by?
Only x.
Only x. And what am I multiplying the right rational expression by?
Here x plus 3.
X plus 3 over x plus 3.
Oh wait, my controller's gonna die.
Right? So if I'm multiplying x times x plus 2, what is x times x?
X squared.
X squared. If I multiply x by 2, what do I get?
Positive 2x.
Positive 2x. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now we go to the second one. This is more difficult. This is multiplying binomials. This is a skill you must know, because I guarantee you, multiplying binomials and quadratic equations are on exam. Hold on, what are you talking about, Mr. Tenzi? Where you go to quadratic equations? I thought we were solving a rational expression. Remember, any expression where the highest term is the second power is a quadratic equation, right? So part of a quadratic equation, watch this, I'm going to show you something. So I need to multiply x minus 5 times x plus 3. What am I going to multiply first?
X go with x.
Gives us what?
X squared.
X squared. Then I'm multiplying what?
X with 3.
And what do I get?
Positive 3x.
Positive 3x. And then I'm multiplying what?
Negative 5 with negative 5 with x is negative 5x.
Perfect. And then what's the last thing?
Is negative 8. Sorry, negative 15.
Do we have any like terms?
Yes, 3x and 5x.
Negative 5x, right?
Okay, negative 5x.
So when
yes,
we
okay.
combine those two, what do we get?
Negative 2x.
So that top term now becomes, so let's understand what we just did. We did a whole lot there. So this is x squared over x times x plus 3 plus x squared minus 2x minus 15 over x times x plus 3. Does everybody understand that? So this concept here is multiplying binomials, guaranteed on your GED exam.
Okay, so now they both have common denominator, right?
Now they both have
Uh,
common denominators. So now I'm gonna erase this bottom part, because now that they have common denominators, I'm gonna change my color to blue. So now what we want to do is combine like terms. Do we have any like terms in the numerators? Do we have any like terms in the numerator?
The x squared.
X squared. What's x squared plus x squared?
2x 4.
Nope, not to the fourth.
2. Yeah.
2x squared. So the variable still stays the same. We're combining like terms. We got 2x squared. What happens to positive 2x and negative 2x?
they cancel out.
They cancel each other out. So all we have left is minus 15. So our denominator is x times x plus 3. That would be your answer.
Wow, thank you so much. So easy. Yes, it's so hard. Like I say, oh, I can't do it. This.
Yeah,
So,
me too. I understand a little, but I need some practice on it. But I get it.
So what I want you to do, if you haven't already sent me an email make sure your email's in the chat, because after each session, I send you a recording.
Mm.
Okay.
So now, if you don't understand something, you can pause, play as much as you want until you get it.
Wow.
So you have a chat, like.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I'm in that chat.
So
this is a recording, like we can look in a YouTube too, right?
Yes, I'm going to send it to YouTube also. So this is what I put these up on YouTube. But in order for you to be able to get it, you either got to go to my YouTube channel, right? So what I usually do, if you put your email in the chat here, I'll have your email. I sent you a personal email out, and it's personal invitation to these sessions every Monday. But plus, when I release the video, you'll know it and you can go watch it. But it's up to you what you want to do. If you already joined my YouTube channel, you'll get notification that that a new video is out.
What's the video on YouTube?
Pass GED Math in 30 days.
Yeah.
Yes, I subscribe already.
Okay, good. Again, what this is now recently they've been having these types of problems on the GED. So you want to be ready for adding or subtracting rational expressions. Okay. You don't really, they really don't have division. Multiplication is something like this. This is the same type of problem we just went over, multiplying binomials. This is the same type of problem. Now, what I would do, this is me personally, so I need you to understand this, okay? How I would do this problem in less than 15 seconds is, first of all, minus y times plus y is minus y squared. So I know my last term. I know it's not D, I know it's not C. My first term is 2x times 3x, which is 6x squared. I'm done. I already know the answer. That's how I would do it. Now, how you would do it if you were algebraically is you would go 2x times 3x
we do like this,
is 6x squared. 2x times y is 2xy. Y times 3x is minus 3xy.
3xy.
Minus y times y is minus y squared. Combine my like terms. 6x squared minus xy minus y squared. Did I still get the same exact answer? Yes. So the beauty of taking an exam with multiple choice, especially when you're multiplying binomials, is if most of the time, if you get the first term and last term, you can eliminate 3 of the 3 of the multiple choice. Now,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to do it all the way out. But you should see, by looking at the answers first, you see that 2 has the first term 5x squared. 2 had the last term of minus 2y squared. So already, I know I'm not doing this problem step by step. I know right away I can figure out 2 things, and I can have this problem in less than 15 seconds. Okay? And that's what I want you to feel comfortable with certain things. That's an algebraic expression. You're going to have those. You're going to have algebraic expressions. Again, most people will have a problem with this because they're going to read this whole paragraph. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the answers. I'm looking at the expressions. I got multiplication. I got addition. I got some multiplication. I got some old crazy multiplication for D. I don't even think this is definitely not going to be the answer, but I don't know. Maybe it is. You have tables 2, 4, and 8 people. Identify your givens. X tables have 2 people. So what I want you to do, if you can't think in algebraic expressions, put numbers there. I have 5 tables, have 2 people each. How many people would be there? 10.
Or should look like a second one.
That's way I know it's going to be multiplication. So I know this is 2x. Same thing, 4 people, y
It's
tables,
4y
that's
and
4y.
then z.
8z. To find the total number of people, what do I need to do? So if I put numbers there, I would have 10. If I put a 5 here, I put 20. If I put a 5 here, I would have 40. So that's 70 people. Oh, I need to add. Bang, bang, bang. I'm done. Not even a minute. Not even a minute. So when you're confused about something, put numbers in so you can understand what operation you're using.
Yeah.
Then it makes the problem easy.
This is so easy. How you explain it.
So that's what I try to do. So at one time, let me just explain. This class would have 18, 20 people. But what happened was since October, my dad was very sick. So a lot of times I was at the hospital and I couldn't have these sessions. So I have to kind of build my way back up. But I used to have 12, 15, 18 people every Monday night. I literally, I have almost 300 people I've helped pass the GED.
Oh, wow.
And it's just me. Again,
Yeah.
here's another algebraic expression. Well, Mr. Tensley, why are you going deep into? Because there will be 2, 3, maybe even 4 algebraic expressions on your exam. But this is easy. Quotient is what operation?
Divide.
Division. So we know we got division. The sum of 4 and 2 times a number. But this word is important. And what does sum mean?
Addition.
Addition. So 2 times a number. Well, what number is that? I don't know. I'm going to pick a variable. That's what a variable's for, unknown. So I got 2x plus 4. 2 times some number plus 4, because sum is addition. Quotient, that's my division. So right now, I know 2x plus 4 in a division. I know it can't be C or D.
Yeah.
So even if you don't know, you got a 50% chance to get this right.
Yeah, it's A because of -6. It's the difference of 6 less.
Less than 3 times the same number.
This is A.
Yeah.
3x minus 6. But the key is 6 less.
Yes, yes.
So that's why that's the answer. Okay. This study guide is the study guide GED puts out. What I did was I removed the answers so you can use it to understand all the concepts on the GED. Almost everything that you're going to get comes from the problems in this study guide. I'm gonna do a next problem, and let's see if you know how to do this right here. Okay. It says Isabella saved $15,000 and bought a car that cost $12,700. The insurance for the car will cost $600 per year. How many full years will Isabella be able to pay for car insurance with her remaining savings? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you about a minute to a minute and a half, and when you find the answer, okay, you can put it in the chat to me. and let's see what we get. So it's the answer 3, 4, 21, and 25. I want you to read this problem and tell me what answer you get. Hold on, Mr. Tins. I thought GED Math Monday, you're going to tell us how to do everything. No. So right now, we're going to see what you know. See if you can identify the givens and see if you can get the correct answer to this word problem. Okay, so I'm going to give you about a minute and a half. I'm going to set the timer. Okay, so I have one answer back. Let's see. Okay, let's see if that's it. It may be the answer, it may not. So we're going to wait.
I don't understand the question.
Okay, good. So this is what a lot of people can have conceptual understanding. But when they get a word problem, this is where
Yeah.
everything just falls apart. What I don't want you to do is get nervous. Remember, we're identifying our givens. So if I said, what are our givens in this problem, what would you say? Okay, that was actually
So
2 minutes.
should we subtract the top number?
Well, before we do any computation, what's given to us? What information do we know?
We know she has $15,000 to buy a car.
Mm-hmm.
Bought one for 12,700,
Correct. What else do we know?
and her insurance will cost $600 a year.
And then the question, what do they want to know?
So
How
how
much?
many full
Yes.
years? Not
Full
only that
years.
one.
Okay. So if she has 15,000 and she buys a car for 12,700, how much money does she have left to be able to pay for insurance? How would I figure that out?
So we subtract
We
We
subtract
15,000 um to, so we have 2,300.
$2,300. So we have $2,300 that we have. How many full years can we
uh,
purchase insurance? How many full years will Isabella be able to pay for car insurance?
3 full years.
3 full years. So you can do one of two things: 600, 1,200, 1,800, 2,400. 2,400, she doesn't have enough. 1,800 is the third year. That's the common sense way to do it. Now,
Mm-hmm.
with the calculator,
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
remember, I'm going to show you how to do it algebraically, and I'm going to show you the common sense way, right? So 15,000 minus 12,700, divide that by 600. Oops, 600. How many full years? 3. The reason why they had the answer 4 here, because most people are going to round 3.8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if they don't say round up, so we leave it like that, right?
No, it's not even
No.
about rounding. How many
Um,
full years? So your answer can only be a whole number. It's either
Yeah,
3
okay.
or 4.
yeah,
Three.
it
Well,
have
you only
enough
have enough to pay for 3.8, right?
Mm.
So that's answer is 3, right? Or watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something that's is even more um, amazing. Watch this. Let me clear everything out. Hold on. Let me clear everything off the screen, because you can also use your multiple choice that you have, right? So 600 times 3 plus 12,700. So 600 is the price of the insurance times the first multiple choice. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to start with the first multiple choice since we know the answer. I'm going to start with the last multiple choice.
Okay.
600 times 25 plus 12,700. If I only have 15,000, my answer can't be more than 15,000. 25, way more than,
Oh.
right? Watch this. I'm going to go back up on my calculator. I'm going to change the 25 to 21. Way more than 15,000. I'm going to change my 21 to 4. I'm going to hit enter. More than 15,000. I'm going to change my answer to 3. Without even doing anything algebraically, just using the multiple choice, we can find the answer. Look at that.
Oh, so
That's we didn't do any algebra at all. All we did was understand that insurance is $600 a year. My answers, my multiple choice answers were the number of years.
oh,
Got me?
yeah.
Made the problem easy. Made the problem easy. So before we leave, we got about 10 minutes left. What question that you had difficulty in or had a problem with during this week in class, with a friend, in another textbook? Is there another question you had problems with?
Oh, we both friends, so we both have problem with and the system of equation, right?
Yes,
This,
the system of equation.
the quadratic equation?
No, the
Uh,
system of equation. With the two
Where
equation,
the two, they gave us two equation like up and down.
simultaneous
Like
Yes,
equation.
that?
like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is called a system of equations. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is this method. It's called elimination. So when you hear the word elimination, you know what elimination means, to get rid of. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get rid of one of the variables. You cannot solve an equation with two unknowns. Just like a science experiment, you can't have two unknowns. Okay? You have to, in order to solve it, you only need one unknown. So this is how we're going to do it, by elimination. So when you see these two equations, what you notice is these are already opposites.
really mad.
They cancel each other out already. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing for you to do. 8x equal minus 8. Divide both sides by 8. X is equal to -1. This is one of the easiest questions on the exam. But this is not the question that you're going to. This is not the question you're going to get. So let me open up my course real quick. And what I'm going to show you is you might get one like that. I'm not saying you might get one like that. You probably get one like that that's explicit. But usually they give you system of equations with a word problem.
Mm.
So instead of solving it with a system of equations algebraic, what I'm attempting to show you is how to use the multiple choice to solve your problem. So I need you to understand. So again, I'm going to show you algebraically how to solve it. Then I'm going to show you how to solve it the common sense way using the multiple choice. So one thing you have to remember, when you have a multiple choice exam, one of those are the answers. Yes.
I have a question. So they say, what is the value of x? So we have to only solve for x?
In this case,
Okay. So
normally in class, they ask you to solve for X and Y.
yeah, that's why I asked you if we have to solve for x only, because it say what is the value.
Let me see if I can, let me see if I have my textbook open. I should have it saved, but let's see. I went through so much work. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Pass. Okay, this is my ebook. that I talk about in class. It's a book that shows you how to use the calculator to solve the most difficult problem. So we're going to go to system of equations. Where's my, there we go. These numbers are a little off, I think. Let me go down. Where are you? Where are you? I should, if I wrote the book, I definitely should know where everything is, right? That's terrible. That is terrible. I don't even know where it is. Ugh, that's terrible. That is terrible. Let me,
Explain this.
that is terrible. I don't know where it's at right now. But all right, I'll show you from my course. Let me go to my course real fast. Give me a couple seconds. System of equations. So this is a free course. If you want to get access to it, send me an email.
Okay.
Again, I cover almost everything on the GED exam. I even have practice GED problems. Practice GED exams. So let's go to an assessment. Let's find an assessment here. Again, all this is the only thing that costs you is the ebook, but everything else, the courses, the flashcards, everything else is no cost. The course Mondays. So here, they already cancel each other out. The 2x's cancel each other out, so I get 6y equal minus 18. But if you notice in this answer, they ask for x and a y. So when you combine these equations, they cancel out. You get 6y equal minus 18. If you divide both sides by 6, you get y equal negative 3. So we know it's not C, we know it's not D. But in this, they want the point that solves this system of equations. So you need an x and y. So you take this minus 3 and we plug it back into one of the equations.
So we isolate for y this -3, right?
And then we plug it back in. 2x minus 3 equal minus 5. We add 3 to both sides. We get 2x equal negative 2. Divide both sides by 2. We get x equal negative 1. So we got negative 1 comma negative 3. That's your answer.
Go outside.
Now, so that's one way you can solve it. But Mr. Tinsley, it takes so long to understand system of equations. And you're 100% right. To solve this algebraically might take you a while. If you learn how to use this calculator, you don't have to. Watch this. -1, store x, enter. -3, store y, enter. I'm going to plug in both expressions. 2x plus y. I should get -5. I do. I know that's correct. That's a valid expression. I'm going to plug in my second one. -2x plus 5y. If those two values work, I should get -13. I get -13, I'm done. 20 seconds. So this is why I tell you, if you want to make sure you pass your exam, I give you these shortcuts, how to solve the most difficult problems in 15 seconds, like literally 15 seconds. So let me try another problem. That's a word problem. So we can show you how to substitute, how to solve it common sense. I'm hoping in this pretest, I can't remember because I make so many assessments up, I can't remember every one of them. So I get in the habit of one day I get in the mood and I just start making exams, but I just make them from scratch. We don't want to use 12 and 17. I don't like those numbers. But if we got to go to question 4, we'll go back. We'll go back to question 4. Looking for that lovely word problem. Okay. So how you would solve this, right, is you would say 6 packages of tulips, so 6T, 10 boxes of roses, plus 10R, 148. Jasmine spent 232, 14 packages, 14T, plus 12 roses, equal 232. The GED is not going to have anything this hard at all. You don't have to worry about it. So I'm not even going to do this one. And I'm going to change this problem because usually on the GED, you either they're going to cancel each other automatically. They're going to be opposites of each other. They're going to cancel each other out. They're going to be the same. We have to multiply one of the equations by a negative, or the one is going to be a multiple. This is either one. You have to multiply one equation by the other. That's too much. So you would probably say 60 and multiply this by 6 and multiply this by -5. Hold on, Mr. Tinsey, where did you get those numbers from? Did you just make them up in your head? I know that's what you're thinking, but don't worry, I'm going to show you. When I look at these two numbers, the first number that comes to mind, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So the least common multiple is 60. So in order for me to get 60, I got to multiply the first one by 6. In order to have -60, I got to multiply the second equation by -5. That's how you eliminate one of the variables. So I would have 36T plus 60R equals 6 times 48. So that's 600 plus 240 is 840 plus 48. So that's 888, I think I got. I don't know. Use your calculator. I'm not sure. Then here, 50 and 20 would be -70T minus 60R equal -5. That's 1,000 and 160. So that's minus 1,000 and 150 and 10 is 160. I'm doing this mental math, but it might be off, maybe right. I don't know. So, but again, what I want you to notice is these are going to be eliminated. So then you're only going to have -34T is equal to whatever this number is, and then you solve for T. But I didn't want to go through that difficult problem like that. But so let me find one that's a little bit easier. I wish I had the one. Somebody sent me one email, and I don't have it. I was trying to find it in the email, couldn't find it. Let's see. Oh, this is perfect right here. So let's look at this problem. Dennis mowed his next door neighbor's lawn for a handful of dimes and nickels, 80 coins in all. Upon completing the job, he counted out the coins and it came to $6.60. Wow, you just got in trouble. But listen. So how would you do this? The two equations I need is dimes plus nickels equal 80, because I got 80 coins in all. 0.1 times the number of dimes. Oops, that's supposed to be a nickel. And plus 0.05 times the number of nickels equals 660. Oh my God, Mr. Tinsey, that's a whole lot of work. Right? This is what I need you to understand. You don't have to do that. That's solving an algebraic. Let's solve this with common sense, given what we know. Watch this. I'm going to amaze you right here. I want you to shake it up right here. Watch this. 30 and 50 is 80. 28 and 52 is 80. 40 and 40 is 80. 52 and 28 is 80. Because they got 80 coins in all. So 30 times 0.05 plus 0.10 times 50. What I know is I need to have $6.60. Well, that's 6,000.
Where did you got the 0.5?
How much is a nickel worth?
I don't know. I'm not good with coin.
No. This is no. Now this is not hard. How much is a nickel?
Nickel is
5 cents.
okay.
How much is a dime?
50 cents. Not 10 cents. That's
No,
10
10. 10.
That's where the 0.05 and the 0.10 come from.
Okay.
So now, using the calculator, those two numbers were incorrect. So I'm going to go up into here, and I'm going to change the 30 to 28. Look at this. You don't have to do it algebraically. And I'm going to change the 50 to a 52. Do I get 660? I'm done. 20 seconds. That's not setting up two equations. That's not eliminating. That's not multiple. That's not doing anything. That's taking the multiple choice, identifying what you know, and plugging it in. That's the beauty of this calculator. So instead of us spending this problem is considered a difficult problem, and it's expected for you to spend 5 minutes on this problem. I just did it in 30 seconds. I just did it in 30 seconds.
But we lost.
You said you lost?
Yes.
So listen. So watch this. I'm explaining it again.
One more time.
You got 80 coins in all.
Okay.
So you know your dimes plus nickels must equal 80, right? So I look at the multiple choice. What's 30 plus 50?
Okay.
80. What's 28 plus 52? 80. 40 plus 40? 80. 52 plus 28? 80. So they all satisfy the first equation that both sets of dimes and nickels equal 80. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
The second part is the total must give you 660.
Oh.
So all I'm doing is taking 30 nickels and times it by 5 cents.
Okay.
And 50 dimes and multiplying it by 0.10.
0.10 is 10
If I
cents.
get 660, I know that's the answer. So this wasn't the answer. The second one was the answer. So I used my calculator. So let me go and grab my
Okay, so we
calculator
plug
again.
this number in the calculator.
All we're doing is plugging into the calculator, and it makes your job so much easier. So let me show you what I did again slowly. 30 nickels times 0.05 plus 50 dimes times 0.10. I need to get 660. I did not. I get $6.50. So I know it's not A. So I go to the second multiple choice. Instead of me having to write the entire expression over again, I'm going to go into the first expression and change my 30 to 28. Because the second one says I have 28 nickels and 52 dimes. So I'm going to change 50 to 52. I'm going to press enter. There's my 660. I'm done. What? I know you're sitting there like, hold on. I know it can't be this easy, Mrs. Denzi, because that problem seems so hard. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, it's that easy.
I understand it.
It's that. So this is what I try to do in these sessions. This is what I try to do in my book. I try to make the most difficult problems much easier for you. And then I didn't mean to close that, but my course, I got 14 practice tests. My practice tests are harder than the GED.
Oh, boy.
If you score 60 on my GED exam, 60, if you score consistently 60 and above, go take the exam.
So where's your test? Like it's in your website?
No, so send me an email. Let me give you my
Okay.
email.
Is it the same email at what is it? Is it, let me see. Is it past GED Math 79 at gmail.com?
Yep, past GED Math 79 at gmail.com.
Okay.
So you send me an email there. Tell me you want the free math course. I'll send you a link to log into Canvas, and you'll see everything that I have. I start from whole numbers all the way down to system of equations. And then I have 14 practice tests. So each section has a pre-test. So you go to each section, you score 75 or above. Don't even worry about that. That's enough information for you to move to you know enough to move to the next section. If we were in school, I would say 80 or above. But for the GED, I say 70, 75 is fine enough. If you score 70, 75 on that pre-test, you move on. You move on until you find a section where you score under 75, and then you work on that section. So in my course, I have a free textbook that you can go online. I have free videos that you can watch, and I have assessments on Khan Academy and CK12 with all the practice that you want. Matter of fact, I'll show it to you real quick. Let me log back in, and I'll show it to you. Hold on. Let me show it to you.
And you said you have a group that we can join. Is it like on Messenger or something, or is it on?
No. I was just talking about Monday nights is my group.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm talking about this group
Okay,
here.
so only one
But
class, right?
this, right, so I only do math. Now, that's not, I concentrate on math, but I can help in any section, but I usually just work with math. So what I'm saying is, let me clear that email out. Hold on. And this is what I'm saying. So it's like system of equations, right? It's going to give you your objectives, what you need to know. There's a pre and post test. So this is before and after. So it means you take it before. If you score 70 above, you move to the next section. These are all the sections that I have. There's nothing on this GED exam that I don't have here in my course. So each section, for example, if I go to linear equations, let me find linear equations. If I go to linear equations, here's a pre-test to see what you know. Here go videos how to use the calculator. Here's an online textbook. So for example, if you want to study linear equations on your own, because I'm only meeting on Mondays, right? But I need other times where I can study. Well, guess what? I can go here. If you want to find out how to find graph, align, and standard form, you can click on that, and it's going to take you to. So it's going to take you to CK12 or Khan Academy. It's going to take you to CK12 for a textbook. So you can actually learn the concepts. I'm going to show you. Here's the textbook. Well, saying I need to sign in, so let me sign in with my Google real fast. And the introduction, it'll tell you to sign in or make it create, if you have a Gmail account, to sign in with your Gmail, with your Google. So it's easier. So you want to remember a username or password, just use your Google account. Okay. So let me log in. So you can see everything, this free course. It doesn't cost you anything. All it costs you is your time. So you can hit start, and it's going to explain everything you need with examples. After you finish, in the lower right corner, you can take practice. You can use practice right there if you don't understand, but it explains to you. At the same time, in the course. So this is the let me make this a little smaller so it don't look so big, right? This is the textbook. But outside of the textbook, remember, outside of the textbook, what did I say? You have a number of things that you can do, right? So we talked about linear equations, we talked about the textbook. But once you're ready, I don't know why my computer is so slow, right? You have online practice. So you can go to either Khan Academy or CK12. Those are two outside free resources you can use. I've also made my own assessments. Can you find a slope from 2 points? Can you find a slope from a graph? Can you find a slope from an equation? Do you know how to find a slope of y-intercept? Can you find an equation of a line? Can you compare two different sources? Do you know how to find the slope of parallel and perpendicular lines? Then I got word problems. You might be saying, hold on, linear, that's a whole lot of work. Linear equations are up to 25% of your exam. So this will prepare you. So for example, if you want to say, how do I find the slope of a line? You can go in here, you can click in here, and I'm going to preview it. Of course, I can't actually take the exam because I made the exam. You could preview it, and it's going to give you a graph. And you have to find a slope from that graph. So you can either use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I would rather you use rise over run. That's what I would rather you use if you have a graph.
Just positive slope.
So you know it's a positive slope. So, right? So,
But sometimes they don't have
one,
the number like right now, so it's so hard to find the numbers.
no, it's
The
not.
like B.
Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my rise is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My run is 6. Reduce that to lowest terms. My slope is 2 over 3. That's it. That's how you use rise over run. Or you could say 3 minus a minus 1 over 4 minus a minus 2. 4 over 6 is also 2/3. But again, this is all the information that I give you and you're able to do. Now, in the calculator, Again, I show you everything in the calculator. You can do this even faster. Watch this. Data, clear the data. In the calculator, I'm going to put my x's, 4 and minus 2. I'm going to put my y's, 3 and minus 1. Second, data, 2 variable calculator. I go down to lowercase a, it's going to be my slope. Lowercase b is my y-intercept. So my slope is 0.6666667. Oh, Mr. Tinsley, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So if you don't know 0.666 is 2/3, put it in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly what you see. Turn it to a fraction. Done. So slope is 2/3. Let the calculator do it all the work. This is why I created the ebook, so you can do the hardest questions easy. What's your question before we leave?
I really want the ebook. This look like, I can learn a lot.
So you have to go to this site here, passgedmath.com. And again, usually what I say is take a week to 2 weeks to go through and understand how to use this calculator. Then you go through the computational part, and then you go to the practice test in my site. Listen, when I tell you, and I say this with pride, not to be braggadocious, I say it with pride. Since 2014, there's nobody that I've helped that has not passed the math exam. Nobody. I'm 100%. It's probably few people in the United States that can say that. There's nobody that I've helped since 2014 not passed their exam. So you go to the middle of the site, you'll see 3 options. You got a ebook that's going to send it to you as a PDF to your email.
Mm-hmm.
We have a physical book that gets sent out to you to your address. It's a physical book, a spiral book that you can use. I say use the ebook. It's easier. It doesn't cost as much, but some people like the physical thing. But what I also tell you is if you go through the book and you go use my course, right? I guarantee you're going to pass the exam. Because if you don't, then, I mean, that's what hard work. You can't just buy the book, put it on top of your head, pass the exam. You got to do work. But if you work through those 30 days and do what I say with this book, you're going to pass. And so that's why these are real people. This is not fake people. If I told you all the testimonials I have, I couldn't even fit them on a website. Okay? This is the GED Math Mondays. Here go free flashcards. Here go my videos. You can either get here to my YouTube channel this way, or you go through my flashcards. I got a bunch of flashcards to help you. For example, let me show you. Since this is your first time here, I want you to understand the resources that I've given you to pass this exam. It'll be the best $19.99 you ever going to spend. The first 5 in math basics. You got 5 questions you can't use the calculator for. Fraction, decimal, percents, squares, square roots, and cube roots. Geometry. Algebraic expressions, slope from an equation. So what I mean is flashcards. Why are you giving me flashcards, Mr. Tinsley? Because there's certain things you should be able to do using mental math. You should be able to look at linear equations and know the slope quickly. So I set up small flashcards. Watch this. I'm going to show you real quick. Flashcards, where you go. There we go. And I created all these resources at one time and then put them all together. So to solve this problem, what is the slope-intercept form? Y equal mx plus b. Flip it. Am I right? Yes, it is. Next question. What is the standard form of a linear equation? Ax plus by equals c. Let me check it. Yes.
Oh, I don't know about that. The ax plus by.
Ooh, you don't know about standard form. Okay. So what is the slope and y-intercept? Y equal mx plus b. The slope is 2. The y-intercept is plus 3. Let me check it. So I'm going to stop it right there, and I'm going to show you standard form. Now, I went way past 7 o'clock, but since it's your first night, I want to show you all the things that I'm giving you so you can understand. So I'm going to show you a quick way. You won't see this. This is not taught in most classes. I'm going to give you a way.
Is this I never see this that one. Does it come for the GED math?
I'm going to show you. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to show you right now. This is the GED study guide that they give you, right? So what happened was a student came to me and said, Mr. Tinsley, What is that? See, it's right there. It's looking at you. This is what they want you to do. 3x plus 4y equal 8. It doesn't matter if you've seen it or not. This is what they want you to do. They want you to subtract 3x from both sides. 4y equal minus 3x plus 8. To get y by itself, I need to divide by 4. These are not like terms, so I'm going to divide them separately. The 4's cancel. Y equal minus 3/4 x plus 2. My slope is negative 3/4. My y-intercept is plus 2. That's what they want you to do. That's how they want you to solve this on the GED. What I show you is this. Watch this. 3x plus 4y equal 8. That is standard form. AX plus BY equals C. Your A is 3, your B is 4, your C is 8. To find the slope, you take the opposite of A and put it over B. 3, A is 3, so the opposite of 3 is negative 3. B is 4, I'm done. Slope negative 3/4, done. Y-intercept is C over B, which is 8 over 4, which is 2. My y-intercept is 2, I'm done. 15 seconds. So what I want you to do, where I want you to get is this. Once you notice this is in standard form, you take the opposite of that first term, minus 3, put it over B, that's your slope. I'm done. 5 seconds.
Wow.
That's the types of tips that I show you not in the ebook, but in these classes on Monday and in my videos. I want everyone to pass. All I need from you is put that work in, and I can almost guarantee you're going to pass. I'm telling you, it's no doubt. I've had a person that took the test 17 times, came to me when he took the test at this 30 days, he passed the exam, college ready score. He said, Mr. Tiz, oh my goodness. I've had people that been trying to pass exam for 4 years. The young lady.
Yes, I start like 2022, and I try one time the math, and I failed with like 2 point.
Listen, you go through my ebook in 30 days, and guess what I also do? If you buy the ebook, I give you a free one-to-one session. Before you take your exam, I will go through everything you have troubles in, show you how to do them, so you can watch the video and prepare before you take the exam. For $19.99. You can't, it's nothing you can do. It's the best investment you ever gonna make, I'm telling you. And then, Mr. Tinsley, I didn't pass. I want my money back. I will show you where a person bought the book. She took the exam 2 days later after she bought the book, asked for her money back. Guess what I did? I sent her money back.
Oh my God.
But my question to her was, you bought the book 2 days ago. There's no way you could go through the book in 2 days. Yeah. So I'm going to give you your money back, right? Now, what she did was she came to class. She came to class, and I could show you in the email right now. It's on my screen right now. She just passed the exam. What she did was I still gave her money back. she still had the ebook. I didn't even tell her she had to return the ebook. Because she passed it. And she passed it. She said, thank you. And then sent me money then paid me. Sent it to me. Because listen, this is what I'm telling you. If you take the time with this ebook and use my course and come to Monday, it's no doubt you're going to pass. Listen, I have no doubt. Like when I'm dead serious. When I say I take personal pride that nobody that I've helped has failed. Now, that doesn't mean people have failed. Hasn't failed. Because sometimes people don't put the time in as needed. But ultimately, when they go through the ebook and start practicing, they pass the exam.
Yeah, I want to get the math out so that I can focus on maths and language art.
I'm going to pause the recording.